Ice Hockey Australia has scrapped holding World Championship matches in Melbourne amid fears Israel's presence would make it too dangerous for players and fans. The event was originally scheduled for April and May and was expected to be a landmark occasion for Australian sports, marking the first time since 2011 this country would host the Division Championships. Joining me now is former Speaker of the House Bronwyn Bishop and former City of Sydney Labor councillor Linda Scott. Hi to both of you. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening. Bronwyn, is sport now capitulating? I mean, why should sport be dictating who should be allowed into this country and who shouldn't?
Well, they shouldn't, but the problem remains exactly the same. You've got weak leadership from Albanese on the antisemitism issue, and it filters all the way down. And it's in Victoria, where you've got a weak Labor government, and you've got a police force that was able to arrest a woman in her pyjamas who tweeted during COVID,
yes,
but unable to say, well, yes, go ahead with your championship in Melbourne, we'll look after it. So it comes back to that question of leadership all the time. And I just listened to Albanese today making a statement about the anti-Semitic act in the eastern suburbs today, of that painting on the side of the car.
Yeah.
And honestly, the words are so mealy-mouthed, they mean nothing. So why are we surprised that an institution like an ice hockey organisation would say, oh, well, you can't come here because the Israelis are coming? And to say it's intolerable is to tolerate the intolerable.
Exactly.
It is just words which have no meaning and no backup.
But we've heard the same script over and over.
Exactly.
Every time we have an anti-Semitic attack in this country, and there have been multiple, it's the same script. We won't tolerate it, and that's the problem.
Or unacceptable.
Here.
What meaning has that got left?
Nothing. There's just no meaning. Linda, what message are we sending to Jewish Australians when we won't even allow Israel to compete in a sporting championship in this country?
Well, look, there's a leaked email that it seems that, sadly, James Paterson has politicised and done a news story about. The organisation itself, because let's not forget, this is a private event, it's not a government event, has been, it seems, cancelled from the email. The Victorian Police have come out today and said that they didn't give any advice to cancel the event. So I think it still is a little bit unclear what is actually going on here. And I think it is disappointing to see the opposition and James Paterson yet again come out and try and sort of politicise what may well be a sort of police and security event. I think that is just incredibly
Victoria Police said that they weren't aware of any threats, but this looks like it has come from the sporting division itself. And why should sport be getting involved in these matters?
Well, look, I mean, there's lots of hockey events going on. A friend of mine's playing in Ballarat next week at the National Underwater Hockey National Championships. So, I think these are all really important sporting events, but mostly, like every sporting club in Australia, they're run by well-meaning, wonderful volunteers. I don't think we should, again, politicise these good people who are running a sporting event and doing their very best. And that, sadly, is what we're seeing from James Paterson and the opposition.
Linda, you can't say those things about James Paterson. He's merely saying what the facts are. And people understand that the Prime Minister is weak and there is no leadership and it just filters all the way down.
Yeah, absolutely.